Okay, here we are again. Found another spot that I wanted to show you. So once again, I hope you're enjoying my little off-road journey with you and taking it out of a box, like I was saying, for ages I've been doing webinars or short little videos with you of just me in a room, right, just talking and sharing. And so I wanted to try things out a bit differently. I've actually shown you my surroundings, where I am, and kind of like giving you the feeling of integrating your spiritual practice in daily life by being outside and doing things. And I think it's super important because otherwise people just think, this is just something I do, or I listen to a webinar and get inspired, and then I just go back to daily life and have all my problems and all the things that I react to, and I haven't actually learned anything, really. And what meditation is, and my meditations with the Bright Path Ascension, and it's super easy but direct. And what I've learned over the years is you don't actually oh my gosh, look, this is the problem of being outdoors. I have to show you the view. So look at behind me is across the valley. Isn't that just super beautiful? All the hazelnut trees, the village at the background, and the beautiful mountains. So just to show you a little bit, it's just so pretty. You don't transcend anything by being stuck in the pattern. The pattern is a pattern. It got created out of ways to cope in the world. The way we think, the way we reacted, the way we had to do things as a child, or even further on in our life. We're for that time, and not necessarily the truth of who you are now. And so the beautiful thing about that is to see patterns that don't serve anymore, because there are patterns that serve. Okay, we learn and we hang on to that learning, and we apply them to daily life and to things around us. Okay, but there's a lot of patterns that are reactive or not serving us, and these are the ones which are like we're fighting for people's attention. We feel squashed when somebody says no to us or doesn't listen. We feel devastated if someone doesn't agree with us. We're overreactive, right? And we don't understand why we get so upset about things and why we can't stop it. Do you understand that? Because sometimes we react to something and then we're like, gosh, how did this happen? Or why are we in this conversation when all I wanted was you to listen to me? Why do I feel so upset when all I wanted was you to say yes for me to be right? That's a common one. Why am I crying? Why am I angry? Why am I mad? Why am I sad? When the things that triggered it aren't actually such a big deal, or they are a big deal to me, but I shouldn't be reacting like this. That kind of stuff. You have your own. I'm talking about stuff that's been in my world recently, things people have shared with me, or things I've been talking to people about, or perhaps even my own experience. We learn from our own experiences, of course, all the time. But oh shit, I left the keys in the I can't walk too far away. My scooter's up there with the keys and my helmet, which I need to get home. So there you go. There's a reaction right there. But a learning. Like, don't walk away with keys left in your bike, or else when you get there, it might not be there. Okay, so there's stuff we need to have a finger on, a pulse, like we don't just disregard stuff and go, oh, God's going to take care of it. So there's common sense too. Because some people go, oh, if you're so spiritual, everything should just be in the flow. Well, I don't want the flow to be that I'm walking home and I've just lost my scooter. Anyway, my point, my roundabout way of getting to a point. To transcend something, to grow, to be a better version of yourself, to learn, we have to see where we're getting stuck first. So it doesn't mean, in my experience anyway, it doesn't mean that we go looking for our stuff and looking for our problems, because I don't. That's maybe one way that some people like to do their own spiritual practice, or do their work, as they call it, or even go to the shadow side and look at, the stuff that we've buried and we need to transcend. How am I puffing just from that? And here's my key, so I'm going to stand here. That's one way of dealing with it. What I love about the bright path is we deal with the shadow side all the time, but it's not like this big deal of digging into it and crying and yelling and all that. It's seeing it, recognizing what is going on, seeing your patterns. So it's complete ownership of it, seeing that I have a pattern and this is what I'm reacting to, and then stepping back from it so then it's objective, so you can look at it and then realize it's not who you are. So you have a choice now to transcend. You have a choice now to make it real or not make it real. It's that simple, guys. And I actually love it because that is shadow work. Now, a lot of people might tell me wrong because shadow work in their comprehension or in their own work could be a lot different to that. But what I've understood about other people talking about shadow work is, you can go through the gnarly stuff and get in there and dig around and feel and cry and all that stuff. And I'm not negating it at all. What I'm saying is, for me anyway, maybe I just got it easy, but I loved the fact that I could just see it. Meditation and the bright path got me to just see it. And then from there, I had a choice of making it real or not. I'm turning it around. I'm trying to find you a nice view. There it is. There's it. Oh, I love that tree, but you got the sign in the way too. So I've always been a believer in doing it the easy way. I think the universe likes ease and flow and learning and transcending and growth and falling back into our divine nature. I just don't think it needs to be hard work all the time. And with the bright path, with the ascension, it was very much just seeing it for what it is, and then stepping back from it by being present, and then recognizing you have a choice, and using the techniques which are based in praise, gratitude, and love, which are very, if something's hurtful or painful, but if you start to focus on love, of course, you're transcending the emotional content too. So you're not like just trying to paint a beautiful picture of pink light over everything. It's not about that at all. It's seeing myself and my patterns where I'm getting caught up and maybe being frustrated or angry or judgmental at something, and then realizing I can change that thought process. I can change that patterning because it's just a belief that's been put in place and is running unconsciously. So if I become conscious of it, well, then it doesn't need to be real anymore. I can actually make it unreal by simply being present to it. It's like being present to the tree. You now can see it. It's real. And now it's not. Haha. Okay, our car's about to go past, so I'm sure it's going to be a little bit noisy. Oh, it's tourists. It's very nice. There's a bit of a windy corner here, which is why that sign's there. And so people go very slow around this corner because, well, they should really. It's a narrow, windy mountain road. It's such a beautiful gift to be able to grow and transform ourselves, to be very honest and real with ourselves and be conscious of our patterning and realize that not all of it is necessary anymore. If you're going through something tough and challenging, to then just be present with it and conscious of it makes it more, makes you able to cope with it more, but also maybe by putting in that distance, it's happening, it's here, I can now be present to it, then suddenly it's objective because it's not here subjective, it's objective. And just by changing that perspective, then suddenly there's a gap. Everything makes more sense when you can actually take your time, be in this moment and look at it more objectively. And then the clarity comes too of what you need to do. I love that. I think everyone needs to practice that because it makes everything less reactive. And when things are reactive, things move too fast and fireworks happen and mistakes are made or things are done out of fear rather than out of consciousness. And that's so cool to see and learn from, because then you realize you can take your time. You can rest in this moment. You can enjoy. You can actually look consciously at things and still experience a peace or a joy, even if things are pretty much upside down or a bit chaotic, you know. For me, it took out the emotional roller coaster or the feeling of victimhood, victimization. Things are happening to me. Whereas suddenly it's like, wow, what's going on here? What do I need to do? So very cool, very cool. Oh, here's one more little view. I'll turn around and just see if I can get the view of them. There we go. Can you see that? Way up in the distance, way up there is the church where a few videos back I actually was at and sent a message to you from. Oh, now you got the dirt. Well, tell me if you like these videos. Me out and about sharing myself with you, sharing my life with you, sharing my environment with you. If you think it's a nice change, if you'd prefer it to go back to the way it was, which is basically me undistracted, but it just in a room doing a webinar and sharing with you. What I love about this is the playfulness of me just changing it up, walking around and sharing. It's actually making my heart sing to do it this way. But you're the audience. How do you see it? Sending you all my love today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.